creates like a base for the pack, right? Kind of just something to like hold the shape at the bottom.
You have the floor unzipped in it?
What was that?
Do you have the floor unzipped in it?
No. Oh, you talking about? Oh yeah, like the base.
bottom?
I do. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't like not filling that up. That's me, right? Like, so what he's asking about is like there's a space. Typically, what you can do is you can zip it, right? And the purpose is like this bottom pouch right here is like if you have this, there's like a strap that goes across, or like almost like a flat thing that goes across, right? The intent would be they pack everything up, and that bottom portion would be your sleeping system, right? And then basically, if you got to the field, you just lay this out, unzip it, pull out your sleeping system, without tampering the rest of your pack. Everyone get that? Yeah, there's that. So I make it nice and flat. Someone just do me a favor and actually put this in the mac sack. And like, since you don't have a lot of liners, like if sure cold weather, you might have more liners like the spring and fall class, but if you don't, like what I would do too is I would put that in the mac sack because it would hold it, right? Like so you can put multiple things in that mac sack. It'll be tight, but it'll conserve a lot of space. And in the fleet, like they're a little bit nicer, right? A little bit, not too crazy, but put it in there once he's done. We'll do that. We'll also show you too for the hike. This is how everyone's pack will look, at least on generically on the outside, right? So one, the tents. Understand, for isomats and stuff, it doesn't go here, right? It goes right here. But for you guys, the tents are gonna go right here. Most of you, I'm sure most of you have seen my pack where the tent is on the bottom. For this purpose, like when you have a tent and an isomat, why would that be important? Because like you either have like pretty much two options for this, right? You can put it on the side or at the bottom. Why is it better to put the tent right here rather than
More
on the side?
stability.
Weight distribution.
More stability at the
Weight,
bottom.
right? Like, because if you have the tent on like your side, you're gonna lean a little bit. And then what you end up doing is like, I would roll this tighter. That's me, but like you would just strap this on the side, right? A little bit easier once it's packed. If actually, what I mean is like actually put it in the black sack.
In the black sack?
In the black sack, yeah.
What's the price?
Doesn't help.
No, you're doing great.
You can get it. No, keep it.
No, don't. No, just roll everything up and put it in the black sack. There you go. Roll it up.
I mean, another student can help him. Like they can pull it up while he holds it or whatever.
Half again.
You guys just shove it inside there and let it go. Don't do crates worth for.
No, that's why I brought that.
Is this the order you put the item, or like that you're typically be putting them in the bag to? Because you know what?
No.
No.
You're asking like when I put my flak with my plates all the way at the bottom of my pack.
I think I answered my dumb question halfway through my dumb
So like
question.
for this, right? Understand like there's a purpose behind this thing, right? Like you can tighten it and flatten it out, right? That's that's fine. Too strong, boy. Oh, awesome. Still don't have enough, you know?
Creatine, it does work. Oh, wow.
Let's see, sir.
I'm an idiot.
That's why it's like important to do this because you can see like how big it is and how much space it could take up versus like this, right? And, like you can get it more compact as it goes, right? And the straps will just tighten and tighten and tighten and tighten and tighten, things like that. when you get to the fleet, like if you get to a Marine Corps unit, they're gonna have a little bit better ones. These are kind of old, but still serves the same purpose. You can kind of see, like, as you just tighten, keep tightening, it's just gonna keep working and working and working and working, right? So essentially you can get it smaller if you want to, right? But this will serve the purpose right now. And I'll tell you this, for like most SIF or most gear, you're not gonna break a lot of it. Right, so down at the bottom, and then like, typically, this is the way I do it, right? I kind of like fill the gaps. What I mean by that is like, if you have some extra gear that you know you need to bring, tarp will be, if you have it outside, or even some max sacks, you can fill some outsides. That's for me. I just gotta use it to fill up that space, which is essentially dead space, right? Like, any questions so far at all? Anything? Do you have an e-tool carrier or no, sir?
No.
You need to get one.
There's only about half of them that had carriers.
Are we out of carriers?
We are.
Are we
There
sure?
might not be any more.
That's what I'm saying, like, so, because people turned in gear, right? So, like, if you have an e-tool carrier, get it. Like, if we don't have it for whatever reason, but the purpose is you're gonna mount it on the outside of your pack. That's what I'm asking you.
This thing, right?
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just no matter
so
how
there's a
bad-
carrier, right?
shovel
I'll show you the
carrier.
plan,
Gunny, I'll
but-
be right back.
Was that?
I'll go grab one.
Okay. Now, for the most part, when it comes to pack, you kind of want to condense it as much as you can, right? Like, in this you go two ways. You put it up here, like, it was cool weather, you know, you're gonna slip into it a bunch of times, sure, put it in there, right? But like, even for camis, when I talk about filling dead space, like, that's kind of what I do, right? Because, like, I could fold it and stack it, but it's gonna make it bigger, right? Like, but I'd rather, like, take skivvies. If you had skivvies, you could probably fit, like, 2 rolls right here in dead space, right? Maybe, like, a set of trousers, like, on the outside in dead space. That's, like, a big thing. 'Cause you gotta think, like, besides this, right? Like, what else do you really have? Skivvy shirts and some socks, and then MREs. Comes MREs. I'm gonna show you how to field strip it, right? Up to you to distinguish what you deem is important, right? So, I don't think you need everything in here, right? It's up to you, right? Like, if you have 3 or 4 MREs, you want a field strip, like 4 MREs, so you have, like, the important stuff out of 4 MREs. That's cool, right? But that's up to you. This is kind of like the biggest thing for it. I'll just show you like some things in my opinion that I deem as like important versus not important. Not important. Now you can bring those, right? Like those are like morale boosters to you too, right? Like, so it's not a bad thing, but just understand it's not that valuable. Main meal, obviously important. Big snack crackers, maybe. Marble pound cake, maybe. Right? Mayonnaise, definitely not. These are actually more helpful. You know, they got gum in it, they got salt, they got random stuff in it. Cheese spread, yes. Lemon, lime, powder, yes. And then tortillas. So if I was gonna strip anything out of it, it'd probably be those things. Right? And like maybe some of those other things. But if you're really looking for the core of it, it'd probably be these things, right? And then from here, what you can do is condense it down to this, right? And then just take some electrical tape, wrap it, and now you just did this.
Right. Right.
So you just made one the size, like one of these, like you put 3 or 4 in the size of one of those. And this is a lot easier because then you could like easily fit them all in here, right? You could easily just fit it like stacked up along the side, and you just save a shit ton of space, right? So that's field stripping, like pretty much 101. What you decide to take or not take is up to you. Like me, what do these do? Take up space, and they're hard, so they can snap. So I would just keep one the whole time I'm out there. Like you'll see it's very commonly on the fleet, you'll see Marine with like an MRE spoon in his flag. Super common. Why? Because he doesn't want to carry it around. He probably field tripped his stuff. He just has one spoon. So it's just something to think about, right? Heaters, heaters, I don't really care that much about, right? To me in the field, like, depending on how long I'm gonna be in the field, I'll probably have some heaters for some of my chow, but a lot of times they don't work, right? You gotta deal with throwing them away and stuff like that, but to me, the MRE is substance. That's really all it is. It's just food, get it in your system, whatever, not a major thing. So it's up to you however you wanna do it. I'm sure that's just the way you field strip. Does anyone have any questions on field stripping at all? And just deem what you think is important. I'm not saying you have to toss some of those things. That's just what I would do. And like you can keep like the Reese's or 1 or 2 candy packs, but like, and maybe stick it like in your cargo pocket or stick it in your pack somewhere, that's fine, right? But I wouldn't make it essential to your meals. But that's based on you. Don't like throw everything out just because I did it. Do like a self-evaluation and be like, yeah, I think I'm gonna eat this or I think I'm gonna not, right? So just something to consider. Any questions on field stripping? You just take electrical tape and just wrap that shit. All right. I'll tell you about the heaters, right? So I'll just explain for anyone that hasn't used heaters, right? So this says do not fill above this line. Do not fill above this line. It is like law. Bible. Law. Right? If you do that, you're gonna ruin the heater. 1000%. Right? You're technically supposed to lean it, whole method, whatever. But as soon as you fill it up above this thing, you're screwed. You're screwed. Like they may or may not work. They're the most janky system ever, right? So that's why I just half the time I just don't even care about them. Because then I gotta use it, I gotta watch it, make sure it's not gonna overheat or do some crazy crap, and then I gotta throw it away or do whatever. And then you'll see a lot of Marines in the fleet, they'll like throw that shit into like a trash bag and it's like smoking out of the trash bag. Right? So just things to consider, right?
So that warms up the food?
It does, yep. I'm telling you, just fill up to the little line, lean it sideways with like your main meal, you stuff it. So what you essentially would do, what you're not supposed to do is like stick it in this bag, right? I don't give a shit. Essentially you fill it up, right? You put it in the sleeve with your main meal on the side, you lean it up, heats it up. Make sense? There's a fancy dancy picture on here for you.
Rock or something.
So in case you're like, how do I do this? It's real easy. But heating, I don't care about this much. All right, so for this, besides like a couple extra skivvies and stuff like that, that's it. Right, and like your MREs, but like your pack shouldn't be very much larger than that. To be honest, if you pack properly and stuff like that, it would be a little larger with like your skivvies and a couple extra MREs, but it wouldn't be drastically different, right? Now for the field, right, this would be tighter. I don't think your straps are. I don't lose that unless you have tape. Hey, missing the strap.
It's there. It's right here.
Oh gosh, it was on top. I would tighten it more than or like condense it more than this, so it's nice and like tight, so it's not so huge and big, right? But that's how it's gonna be mounted on your pack, right? And this is my suggestion. You can mount your Camelback on top. If it was me, I mount it on the side. That's me, right? But you can do it the way he had it if you want to, right? You just have risk of it falling off or dripping on you or whatever it is. Because if it's on the side, it starts to drip, it's gonna drip off the side. Because like if something happens, it starts dripping, where's it gonna drip to? Inside your back, up and down your neck. And the last thing you want happening is you're walking and the water starts dripping down your back. That's just like a mental thing. That's really all it is. You're just gonna be like, shit. And then you gotta fix it, right? Or especially if we're hiking, it's not like you can be like, hey Gunny, my water's leaking on me. I'm like, this sucks, right? So like I'm gonna be like, okay, everyone stop because so-and-so's stuff is dripping. I'm not gonna do that. So just things to consider. Obviously you can mount the salt back on top like that, but I would just mount it on the side, right?
Yeah.
That's it, right? And that's left side, right side. I don't care about where the isomat is compared to like left side or right side. That doesn't matter to me, right? But just mount it on the side, and then Camelback is your discretion. But I'll tell you, like, I would just mount it on the side.
Are you just using those two straps around the camelback?
Yep. Yep. Like you can, if you want to get super in the weeds, you can weave this through the molly just to make it extra secure. That wouldn't be a bad idea, right? Just so it's not like flopping too hard off on you, but it shouldn't be crazy. And you shouldn't pinch the bladder that much. And then for the top side of the pack, right? This is just gonna get mounted right here. If you had to, what you'll see more in the fleet, more typically, is this would be covered with sustainment pouches. Right, that's more commonly, right? Sustainment pouches, and then you wouldn't have to pack as much in here. Right, so we don't have those here. If we did, I would show you guys that. But all they are is just like essentially long tan pouches, and they'll have them on the outside, and that can be anything. Could be your skivvies, could be your chow, could be anything like that. That's more commonly known out in the fleet. Like if you go look at a lot of packs or see a lot of Marines in the fleet, that's what they're gonna do. Does that make sense?
Easy access. There's
For
nothing
us,
in this pack.
We're gonna mount each one on the outside. Good?
What goes in the assault pack?
So what's gonna happen with the assault packs is gonna be like your mat pens, the compasses I give you, the protractors. What should typically happen, right, is because you're not gonna take these everywhere, right? So it'll be like a chow, and I'll tell the class leaders, squad leaders, and a lot of times I'll just announce to the class, I'll just be like, hey, make sure you have mat pens, protractor, some chow, maybe like a change of socks or whatever it is, or a skivvy shirt, like basically like everyday carry type thing for when we go out. Because we're not gonna like when we go in the first day, so when we leave on Wednesday, this is gonna be packed with those things, like one MRE, some socks if you think you need them, mat pens, protractors, and some other stuff. The only thing I haven't seen on here is an IFAC. Do we have an IFAC too? Do we all have an IFAC?
What?
What's an IFAC?
So it's a little medical kit.
Yeah,
Yep.
the medical kit go in the assault.
Yeah.
Okay, that's rough with mine.
If you don't have an IFAC, you need to get an IFAC. Right, 1000%. Because then the IFAC will go on the assault pack. So if you don't have one, you need one, right? And so essentially you'll have like your everyday carry, because when we get to the field, I'm not unloading 36 packs. Because when you go in the vans, you're gonna take your assault packs with you, right? So even like, another thing I haven't seen, yeah, we have them. Canteen pouches.
Separate pouches.
We grab canteen pouches.
No, sir.
I mean, a yes or no is cool.
We did decide.
So
We just
there's
put them
canteen
aside.
pouches down in that small breakout room. You need them, right? Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna mount the canteen pouches on the side, and your canteens are gonna go in them, right? So I'll pass everything like the day before. Like you can pack everything as normal because those canteens can easily just transfer in and out, right? That's kind of the main purpose, and the rest of this stuff should be pretty easy. But like day one, no matter what, I'm telling you at least one MRE. If you decide to pack more, I don't give a shit. That's up to you. But like you'll have your canteens mounted. You'll be able to put your Camelback inside the assault pack, protractors, mat pens, chow, and if you want like an extra skivvy shirt or socks. Right? I'll post like a list of things. I can post it on Monday of the list of things you're gonna need. But it's so when we get to like the LRC starting off, we're not having to unload all the packs. You guys then have to like pack these assault packs. It's not it. That way when we get there, you unload from the vans. You already have like your day carry stuff. Sir.
Just logistically, that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are gonna be our days in the field, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2 nights in a week.
Is this the loadout for tomorrow too?
It is. It is. This is the loadout for tomorrow.
Gunny, the gas mask?
It's in there.
It's in the main area.
It's in there. Yep. Any other questions? Like this is your time, right? About something. And what I'll do is I'm gonna go downstairs and I'll give you guys like a hike brief, right? But I understand everything I've given you. Canteen pouches I'm not tripping out about right now, right? Like we can always grab them tomorrow. You can grab them today, but they don't need to be mounted tomorrow. We'll just say that, right? Because they're gonna go on your assault pack. And these obviously have pouches for your what? Canteen. So like, but this is the loadout, and then you should have your Camelback with you full, and then your 2 canteens. You don't need 2 canteens, your Camelback, and an Nalgene tomorrow. You don't need that. An Nalgene is more for you for the field, and that's just because I'm semi-kind-hearted. Where like when you get out to the field and you want to drink from your Nalgene all day, that's fine. Right? But I would have a Camelback on you. If you don't have a Camelback, bring it to the field. It's gonna be hot as shit. You're gonna be sweating and stuff like that. And if you only have like your Nalgene, or you don't like, you're not gonna want it every single time you need to drink water. Go to your Nalgene. You're gonna want to be able to just use the camelback. What else?
Mary Sergeant, I got a quick question. For when we went last time, I had pressure on my shoulders, and to adjust, do I need to take apart the chassis?
I don't think you're that tall.
Right, I'm like regular size. So is it just, how do I transfer, I guess, the
So understand, like, part of it, like, and I'm gonna talk about this when it comes to Monday, right? I think you guys are good on recording, to be honest. I'm not doing anything with the pack anymore.